What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR 365. What is going on? We're back in the building. The BUILDIGN. We're back in the building. It is Tuesday. It is exactly 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And today's date, May 14th, 2019. What is going on, guys? We're back. It's time for another episode. Is this another shiz show like yesterday? I don't know. I think this might be a little bit better because I actually did have like about a half an hour. I actually had about a half an hour to prepare for this episode. So that's a little bit better than yesterday, which I did not have a half an hour to prepare for this episode yesterday. And I do have a half an hour to prepare for this one. So that is a bonus to be sure. Okay, let's see here. I need to get all my stuff situated. I need to have chat popped out over here, and we need to get going. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Steven Sales in chat says 1 week to go. 1 week to go, folks. I forgot about that. At 10 a.m. Pacific time, I should have celebrated because it would be exactly 1 week away from receiving my Oculus Quest, being able to take my Oculus Quest home, connect it to a phone, charge the whole thing up, get it set up, get it ready to go, and start downloading Vader effing Immortal, baby. Because I gotta tell you, that is the first thing that I'm gonna go into is Vader Immortal. I am absolutely excited about the possibilities of going into Vader Immortal and checking that out. That is going to be awesome. So absolutely looking forward to that. And of course, you know, the Rift S. The Rift S is going to be out there as well. And I'm almost thinking of doing the same thing that Rendered Reality is doing, like Sean and Tyler. They're not planning on necessarily buying a Rift S on day one. But if they go pick up their Quest and there happens to be a Rift S sitting there, they might buy it. I'm kind of in the same kind of a camp a little bit. I don't really have the money because, I mean, I have the money for the Quest. I have the money for the Valve Index. And then if I put money on the Rift S, then I really definitely can't go after the Reverb right away. So I'm kind of torn. But at the same time, a part of me does want to buy a Rift S and give it this like 60-day challenge and use a Rift S for 60 days and then decide, am I keeping my CV1 or am I going to dump this Rift S? Because I'd have like 60 days before I get my Valve Index. Like my Valve Index is going to be delayed. I'm going to be 1 month behind everybody on the Valve Index side of the coin. So I could have extra time. I might grab a Rift S. I might actually do it, but then there's another part of me that says, wait a minute, why grab a Rift S when I can throw $200 more out there and I can get a Reverb? But can you buy a Reverb anywhere? That's the other question. Can you buy a Reverb anywhere? And we've got some stuff to talk about that is a little bit Reverb related, but we're going to get into all these little topics here in just a minute. So we're going to figure out what's going on. Rendered Reality says it'll be too tempting if the Rift S is just sitting there on the shelf. It may be sold out though. That would be better for my wallet. Yeah, that would be better for a lot of our wallets. I mean, that's a lot of headsets to buy in a very short span of time. We're talking within a 90-day period of time, dropping like $1,500 on 3 different headsets, even more than that, really. It's way more than that, actually. We're talking like damn near 1,000. Because what am I talking about? Dude, the index is $1,000, but that's before tax or shipping, if there's tax or shipping. And then my Oculus Quest, I didn't pay the full amount, but I'm getting the bigger one. So it's $500 plus tax. So you're talking like damn near $550. So that's like $1,550. You're talking damn near $1,600 if I have to pay shipping or tax on my Valve Index. That's $1,600. Then if I get that's $2,000. That is straight up $2,000 in less than 90 days spending $2,000 on 3 VR headsets. That is not logical. That is not a smart way to do things, but damn it, I'm addicted. What am I going to do? And I got to report on this stuff. Now, somebody earlier in chat was saying, oh, Kevgrat says, Anthony, are you doing an unboxing stream? No. I'm not. The whole unboxing thing, that's not my bag. I'm not into the unboxing. What I might do, though, well, I definitely would want to do like a legit review video. And I've never really done a review video for any product, like a really legit review video. I've never done that. That's a brand new thing that I would have to do. But I've wanted to do that. The thing about doing that is you got to edit pretty good, and you got to have like a freaking plan and shit. And see, this show, I don't have to edit at all, and I sure as hell don't need a plan. So I can just come on here, do a live stream, bada boom, bada bing. That's the beauty of this, guys. That's the beauty. That's why we created this whole live stream thing in the first place, is because I could just go start streaming and I can just start yapping. I can throw in a couple of trailers and it's like, we've got a show. How incredible is that? It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. But you know what? We actually do have news stories today, so I probably should get started on them. So the first thing I do want to do, though, is we've got to thank our sponsors, because I've been slipping on the Patreon supporters and thanking my Patreon supporters, and I need to get back to that. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to get back to that right now. So I did want to go ahead and thank Zaylin Maru. Zaylin Maru, Patreon supporter. Thank you so much for supporting the Patreon for VR365 for VRGameRankings.com. But seriously, thanks for the support. It is tremendous. It is incredible. And with this kind of support, I actually can think about buying a Rift S, even though I don't really need it. I can think about a Reverb, because with this kind of support, it is extra money that is coming in, which allows me to possibly buy a new camera, a green screen setup, all kinds of different things. I can consider possibilities where before I'd just be a broke mofo struggling like the rest of you guys and trying to decide whether I'm going to donate blood or something, or whether I'm going to try to find some equipment around here that I don't need anymore, that maybe I could put it on eBay or Craigslist. That's the kind of stuff I had to do, man. Back in the days, like before any kind of support came in, I would have to think about, gee, what could I sell that I don't use anymore that I might be able to generate a little money? Like, can I sell a projector? Can I sell an old stereo, some old speakers that I had that are pretty sweet? I'd have to sell something. But thanks to the help of people like Zayla Maru, like, it is a game changer. So much love. Really appreciate that in a major, major way. Okay, so what is going on in the news today? Well, we've got a couple of major game announcements that have come out of the woodwork. Well, actually, we knew about one of these games. So we've heard about Until You Fall. It is by Schell Games. They are a high-quality developer. They've made I Expect You to Die. They also made Water Bears VR. Schell Games is a developer with legitimate VR chops. Like, they know what they're doing. They are a high-quality developer. They've got a new game coming up. It is called Until You Fall. But so far, all we've had up until this entire time, since we've heard this announcement, is we've had a couple of pieces of artwork. And that's been it. No videos, no actual screenshots. So we really didn't know what Until You Fall is all about. Now, we did get a trailer today. The unfortunate thing is it's incredibly short. It is like a 30-second trailer. It's over before you know it. But we do get a little bit of a taste of what Until You Fall is all about. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pump up the volume on this thing here, although nothing is actually playing. And we're going to grab the Until You Fall trailer, kind of a teaser trailer. We're going to go ahead and check this out. We can discuss it right after the trailer is over. So let me go ahead and grab this Until You Fall teaser trailer coming up. Okay, so that is Until You Fall. Let me go ahead and turn this down now. Yeah, so I went ahead and I let that trailer run twice because it's only like 28 seconds long. We get a brief teaser glimpse at the world of Until You Fall and what this is all about. Now, the way I understand it, this game is basically all about melee. It is all about the sword battles. It's all about close contact sword battles with creatures. And you kind of have these different things that are flashing on the screen. They're giving you an idea of whether it's open for a strike or if they're blocked, or the different kinds of things that are going on here. Like you see some indicators that come on the screen so you can know to possibly dodge an upcoming attack or whatever. We're also getting a little bit of a look at the visual aesthetic of this game, the style that they're going for here. And I'm looking at these visuals, and a couple of things pop into my mind when I look at these visuals. First of all, I don't know, there's something about the grass and stuff reminds me of Megalith, that game on PlayStation VR, Megalith. Some of the colors and stuff reminds me a little bit of Jet X in terms of how vibrant and colorful it is, a little bit of Primordian. So I'm getting a number of different vibes from this. And in VR gaming, you know, I always talk about it. Dude, it's like boots on the ground, right? It's a sword in one hand, a shield in the other. That is what VR is all about, because you get to put your feet on the ground, you've got your sword, you're looking around, you're completely enveloped in an incredible VR world that surrounds you, and it encapsulates all your sensory environment. You know, you're all in, baby. That's what VR is all about. The problem is, I keep talking about this sword and shield thing, but we really haven't had a game in VR that has gotten this close quarters combat right. Like I don't think there's a game in VR that has figured this out, and I know there's a number of people that are trying. For example, Sword of Gargantua or whatever. Remember we were talking about that yesterday? They're trying to figure this out as well. I'm sure the boys over there at Bethesda Game Studios are trying to figure this out if they ever do a full-fledged VR Skyrim game in the future. These are things we're going to have to figure out. We're going to have to solve this. I'm not sure what Schell Games is going for here. It almost looks like a fighting game from a parrying standpoint and trying to find an opening, indicators flashing on the screen. I love the vibrancy of the colors. I like colorful worlds. I'm tired of browns and greens and drab colors. Give me a mystical alien world where things are bright and colorful and the grass is blowing in the wind. I'm a fan of this type of stuff, so I'm looking forward to Until You Fall. And I believe at the very end of this trailer it says 2019, right? So yeah, let's see. Until You Fall coming to VR in 2019. And Schell Games, again, they've got chops. They know what they're doing here. So that is definitely one of the big ones to look forward to. But that is not the only big one that we found out about today. I mean, we knew about Until You Fall already, but this is like real legit gameplay here, which is different than just having a bit of concept art, which is what we had before. So there's another big game out there that basically got dropped today. A trailer got dropped. And it's also a teaser trailer. So we've got another teaser trailer that we're talking about here. And that, of course, is The Walking Dead Onslaught, which is a collabo between AMC and Survios. You want to talk about some busy beavers? Survios. Okay, remember it was a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week ago now, I was saying, where the hell is Raw Data 2? Where the hell is Arizona Sunshine 2? You know, I'm wondering, like these big 2016 releases that we haven't gotten a sequel for these games, where's the damn sequels? Well, I know why we don't have Raw Data 2, because Survios is working hard on a bunch of other games. You know, they're working on the Battleweight game, that pirate game that we just saw the other day. And now they're working on The Walking Dead Onslaught. So let's go ahead and check out this trailer, The Walking Dead Onslaught. Let's see what we can learn from this. I'm going to go ahead and pump the volume on Until You Fall. And we're going to check out The Walking Dead Onslaught. So let me go ahead and pump this up. All right, so that is another super short little teaser trailer here, and it kind of opens up. You know, this trailer looks kind of similar to that trailer that we saw, you know, the fake Left 4 Dead 3 trailer that we saw a couple of days ago as well, where it kind of does this like slow pan through the environment. You see the dead zombies, you see the crossbow, you see some of the classic weapons of characters that you know so well. There's Rick Grimes' gun right there, of course. Rick Grimes, baby. Then you've got the crossbow. You got Daryl's crossbow. You got Michonne's like sword. Who's that? Whose little switchblade thingamajiggy is that? I'm not sure. Yeah, there goes all my cred for Walking Dead. There's Michonne's sword, right? And so, The Walking Dead, and it is called, what is this called again? Onslaught. And it also is coming in 2019, another big game. And this apparently is a situation. Breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, breaking news. Left Eye 007 says apparently the Reverb was recalled. So I guess your boy Nostradamus, because I was like, remember I had the show Reverb Delayed? And Sebastian was like, what are you talking about? Reverb delayed? I got one. I got a Reverb, brah. It wasn't delayed. I bought one. Here it is. Well, apparently maybe the Reverb was delayed. But yeah, that's a whole nother story there. But yeah, The Walking Dead Onslaught. You know, I mean, I'm a fan of The Walking Dead. I've watched the show. I got to admit, though, I've kind of slipped on watching The Walking Dead. Like, I'm not fully caught up. I was like into the whole Negan storyline. I'm still on whatever that season was. I saw the first season of Negan, so I don't know which season that was. And I started the second season of Negan. And, but I slipped. I'm not into the show that much anymore. And I got to tell you, I'm not into the show because of the fact that it's like, where are you going to go for here? I mean, where can they go from here with The Walking Dead? Like, what more can happen? All it is a bunch of tribes of humans, and it's like, how despicable can these humans be? That's where every freaking storyline goes to, right? It's like, oh, we meet another group of humans. They look like they're nice, friendly humans, and we find out that they're cannibals and they're eating everybody, you know, or whatever it is. And it's like, what can they do? How can they add some life to the Walking Dead show? Because I feel like it's kind of like, it's just the same old thing. I mean, there needs to be like aliens or something, you know? Something needs to happen. Or maybe there needs to be like a new group of zombies that are like hyper intelligent. Or I don't know. What can they do to add to this show? The other question I have in regards to like The Walking Dead in a VR game is, think of how many zombie games we've already got. Like, we've got 1 million zombie games. Here's another one. Now, the good news is, look, quality games, we'll take as many of them as you got. And Survios, they've got skills. They've got high-quality developers. They know what they're doing. And this is a very big property. I'm sure that AMC is putting a lot of faith and, a lot of money behind this. And they want a really badass Walking Dead VR experience, and they've gone to Survios. And so I gotta hope their A team, I gotta hope their raw data, their A team is on this baby. Their Sprint Vector team is working on this baby, not like one of their Splinter Cell teams, is working on this baby. I hope it's their A team. But yeah, that is coming a little bit later this year. That is The Walking Dead Onslaught. Okay, we've got more trailers. There's, of course, a brand new trailer for Firewall 0 Hour. There is a brand new update for that. I'm not really into the Firewall thing, but I have Firewall. I have the game. It's sitting right over there. I have my aim controller sitting right over there. So let me check out this trailer. Let me see. Can this get me excited? Will I fire up Firewall? Will this trailer give me a reason to fire that game up? Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, well, that is the brand new trailer for Firewall 0 Hour. What is it called? Operation Nightfall or something like that. So I guess this is a DLC. You got to pay money for this. So I'm not going to check it out probably because I don't really play Firewall. I don't have a PlayStation Plus account. Like, how freaking embarrassing is that? I don't play online. I'm not a multiplayer guy. If I tried to really play this online, I would get my ass smoked in a New York minute. What I do like about Firewall 0 Hour, what I do like about it though, I do like the fact that the environments, the interiors, like, I don't know what the hell First Contact Entertainment is doing, but they've made some absolutely drop dead gorgeous interiors for a PlayStation VR game. Like, they're doing some big things on PS4, and they've got to do it on OG PS4 and then on the PS4 Pro. So they've got these different little skins, new clothing, weapon ammo, you got new maps, new trinkets. We love our trinkets, don't we? But yeah, I don't know what they're charging for this. I'm not sure exactly when this comes out. It's definitely a good thing for those of you that are into this. If I stepped onto the field in Firewall 0 Hour, I would be dead within nanoseconds. But what I do love about Firewall 0 Hour, it might have the single best sound design of any PlayStation VR game I've ever heard. In fact, this is coming on May 21st. So a lot of shit is popping off on May 21st. You know, everybody's Golf VR, freaking Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, the Oculus Quest. According to Sebastian, Stormland is coming on May 21st as well, right? If Sebastian's Nostradamus prediction holds true, Stormland is coming out that day as well. My personal prediction is Dead and Buried 2 for the Oculus Rift and Dance Central for the Oculus Rift, I believe, are both going to be available on May 21st. So a lot of stuff is popping off. And then if you're in PlayStation VR world, I mean, the good news for like First Contact Entertainment, they do got a lot of people that are going to be playing everybody's golf on that day. But Firewall is a big deal. A lot of people are into Firewall. Incredible positional audio, like really incredible next level audio. I love the audio in this game. This game, I was playing it and I literally thought there were people in my room. Like, I thought somebody opened my door. I freaking took my headset off. Like, somebody just bursted into my room. It was the freaking 3D audio. It was that good. So some people, you know, not all 3D audio is equal. You know, some people have 3D audio that blows other people's 3D audio completely out of the water. And that is absolutely the case for Firewall 0 Hour. So that does come out on May 21st. All right, we do have some news that is going on in the VR gaming world. VR Spry Guy says, don't you think we would have heard by now if Stormland was coming out on the 21st? Well, I mean, it could be a surprise announcement like Stormland available today. I don't agree with Sebastian. Like, I know he was told that Stormland is coming out, but like, I don't believe it. I don't believe that Stormland is coming out randomly on the 21st. And a big part of the reason I don't believe that is because I do think Dead and Buried 2 is coming out, and I do think that Dance Central is coming out, and I don't think Oculus is going to throw out like 3 big exclusives on the Rift on the same day. It seems like too much drama. Plus, they've got enough going on. They're launching their Oculus Quest. They still got to update their goddamn store. You know, the store does not have any Oculus Quest pages yet. There's a game called BOGO. Let me show you guys something real quick. I want to talk about BOGO for a second. This actually wasn't one of my topics, but I want to talk about it. Okay, there's something called BOGO for the Oculus Quest, and BOGO is developed internally by Oculus Studios. I can't even find a picture of BOGO. Okay, wait, where's a picture of BOGO? Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's go to the Webby browser over here. So this is the Webby browser. Have you guys seen this? There's a game called BOGO. It's this game right here. And it's kind of like a Tamagotchi. It's almost like you've got like this little frog-like creature. It's like some little alien frog-like creature, and you take care of it, and you kind of, it's like a little Tamagotchi type thing, and it's called BOGO, and this is developed internally by Oculus Studios for the Oculus Quest, and it's supposedly a day one arrival. Like, this is supposedly coming out on the very first day, on May 21st, and we don't have a trailer for this. We don't have a like a legitimate screenshot. The screenshots that you see for BOGO, they're coming off the video that was shown at Oculus Connect 5. We have almost no information. It is less than 7 days away. I'm kind of surprised by this. I really am. I don't know, man. I do feel like Oculus, like, I don't know what's going on there. Like, Facebook, like, what's the deal? Like, why not hire a few people that like are savvy with marketing and like website design and these kinds of things? Because I think the website should have all the Oculus Quest games already there with all the information, screenshots, trailers, prices. Like, why not have that right now? Why are they waiting for the last minute? So I don't know. It's a mystery to me what is going on with Oculus and BOGO. BOGO for Oculus, yeah, virtual pet game BOGO, maybe first contact for Oculus Quest. That was a long time ago. But I'm telling you, it's one of the 50 titles. There's 50 titles launching on May 21st, BOGO. And it's made internally by Oculus. And this is not the only game on this list that we have hardly any information about. Ballista was another one. We finally got a little bit of footage from Ballista, which looks like it's going to be like a crappy Angry Birds clone, which kind of sucks because high voltage software, you're better than that. We expect more than that. I don't mean to be so harsh, but you know me, I'm unfiltered and I just like say what I think. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, we're less than a week away and we don't know prices of stuff. Like, the only price we know, I think, is Vader Immortal for $9.99, and there isn't like information and stuff. It's a little bit weird. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on from that. I do have some other news to get into. In fact, we've got some VR, not headset news, but VR screens. Okay, you thought 2160 by 2160 was the new era, the new era of VR headsets, 2160 by 2160. This is the dream, right? HP Reverb and all of this. Well, guess what? That era is about to be superseded because AU Optronics, a Taiwanese display panel manufacturer, is going to be showing off a new 3456 by 3456 HDR LCD panel for upcoming VR headsets. Yeah, this panel is an LCD, but it supports HDR, which means that, it's got controlled LED backlight elements rather than one global backlight. This is called local dimming and is used on high-end LCD televisions for HDR2. It doesn't give the same quality HDR as OLED, but with that many LEDs, it can be close. So this is a new display. Now, here's the thing. There's probably not going to be a VR headset that is going to feature this display in the year 2019. But the fact that we're seeing it now, it could arrive in 2020. We could have a headset that arrives in 2020 with this ridiculously high resolution. 3456 by 3456. 2160 by 2160, you got kicked to the curb. Now we're talking about HDR, high dynamic range, okay? And these are two individual screens, 2.9 inches, which is very similar to what is going on in the HP Reverb, what's going on in the Acer Oho Concept D, and what we believe is going on in the Vive Cosmos. We believe all of those are using those 2.9-inch screens. There's two of them, which means we should have a mechanical IPD adjustment. Of course, I would say the same thing about HP Reverb, and we don't have a mechanical IPD adjustment with the HP Reverb, but at least if you have two individual panels, it is possible. And another thing that I found out, so foveated rendering is a requirement apparently with this headset. You are absolutely going to need to have foveated rendering, and you're probably going to need some video cards that are not even in the pipeline yet. So we could be, this could be, these screens might be in a headset. We might not see these screens until 2021. So they could be even further away than we really think. But Display Week is coming up this week, and this is going to be shown off there. So it looks pretty incredible. Like, here's an example. HTC Vive panels resolution. That's the regular HTC Vive resolution. HP Reverb 2160 by 2160. Dramatically more resolution, obviously. And then 3456 by 3456. And it's going to be easy to remember it because 3, 4, 5, 6, it goes right in order. So it will be easy to remember it. So Hewlett-Packard is recommending a GTX 1080 as the minimum for the Reverb. And there's no GPU on the market available today, sans possibly the Titan RTX, that would be capable of driving these panels. Also, I don't think there's a cord. The cord is a problem. Like HDMI is a problem. DisplayPort is a problem. It says, in fact, no GPU on the market today can even output that many pixels at 90 Hertz. Neither DisplayPort 1.4 nor HDMI 2.0B has enough bandwidth, even with display stream compression. And then they're talking about foveated display output. Whoever knew that there was something called foveated display output? We're barely understanding what the hell foveated rendering is, much less foveated display output. So foveated display output, get this, ladies and gentlemen, different parts of the image can be sent through the cable at different resolutions, and then when it arrives in your headset, some like algorithm basically unpacks it and gets it back to where it should be for the proper resolution. So we're talking about foveated display output. Who could have possibly imagined that? Of course, another thing we have to remember, though, is we've seen high-end screens like this before. We've had high-end screens teased before. Remember Samsung? Samsung showed off that beautiful 2K OLED display. Remember, we saw it was like a city scene and it was like zooming in on everything. Looked absolutely drop dead gorgeous. What the hell ever happened to that? By the way, where is Samsung anyway? Because honestly, I still feel like we haven't gotten the proper product from Samsung. Like, I believe Samsung needs to just get away from Windows Mixed Reality, go their separate ways, come up with brand new, like Samsung needs to have their own thing. Like, where is the high-end Samsung headset? We should have already had that by now. Maybe this could be a screen that would be inside there, but see, Samsung's going to make their own freaking display. They're not going to go to any outside manufacturer. But AU Optronics, they're working on this. I can click on the website. This is a Taiwanese website, and we're not going to get much information on here. It's just going to be talking about like TVs and stuff like that. So unfortunately, I don't think there's really any information to be gleaned off of this. But it's exciting. It is exciting to be sure. Let's see. Oh, you know, one of the other things that really jumped out to me about this article that is on Upload VR. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, so Valve, did you guys know this? Okay, so I'm going to read this paragraph real quick. It says, HDR displays, high dynamic range displays, when given HDR content, can display a wider range of brightness and colors per frame. And people have talked about, when are we going to get high dynamic range in our headsets? And it's possible. You can do high dynamic range. In fact, Valve experimented with high dynamic range back in 2015, and one of their spokespeople, Jeremy Sellin, remarked that going back to standard dynamic range panels felt disappointing. Like, it was like, damn, we got to go back to standard dynamic range, no high dynamic range. We're going to have to give up on this dream. It's a little bit too hard right now. Of course, that was 2015. And so this company here is not giving up on it. AU Optronics, this could be the very first high dynamic range screens that we're ever going to see with 3.5K resolution per eyeball. This will like screen door, gonzo. Screen door is gonzo. This will kill screen door dead. Screen door is dead. It is not going to exist on this headset. So when we start to get these screens, we are in an entirely new era of VR gaming where screen door has completely left the building, and we can forget about screen door forevermore. That'll be a beautiful, beautiful thing. Of course, the real problem is, how do we drive these puppies? And I know, look, foveated rendering is the idea, but I don't know. I've always, like, I'm still skeptical of foveated rendering. It's like, prove it to me. And then also, like, what cable are we using here? We've got some cable problems. And you know, that leads me back to the HP Reverb. Let's talk a little bit about cable problems for a sec here. So I'm going to go back over to our to this scene right here, and let me grab the HP Reverb trailer real quick for a second, because I just wanted to talk about a Reverb related rumor that I've been hearing about, and I meant to double check on this and try to find the details on this, and I haven't had an opportunity to do that. Let's see, where's HP Reverb? But basically, so I was going to talk about this yesterday and I forgot about it. But there's been some rumors that are going out there in the HP Reverb world. Okay, so here's the thing about the HP Reverb. One of the biggest downsides of the HP Reverb is the cord. The cord for the HP Reverb is 3.5 meters, 3.5 meters. Now, the cord for a CV1 is 4 meters. And I can tell you, with personal experience, the cord for the CV1 already too short. It's already too short. I gotta use my link box for my HTC Vive. I gotta have the link box coming out pretty far out onto my carpet, extended out there. Then I connect my original Rift to that link box to get it long enough. And because the CV1, the standard Oculus Rift, it's a pretty short cord. It's not a very long cord. HTC Vive, you get a decently long cord. Rift, you don't. Now the HP Reverb is even shorter. It's 3.5 meters. Now, most people will be like, oh, that's no big deal. It's no big deal. You just get an extension. You extend the cord, right? Apparently not. Apparently, you cannot extend the cord. Apparently, if you try to extend the cord, it doesn't work. Like, it literally doesn't work. If you try to extend the cord, no bueno, no video, no nothing. It doesn't. Now, that's the rumor, and I don't know if this is absolutely true. Like, where's Sebastian when we need him? I'm sure Sebastian has probably heard about this rumor, and we got to say, Sebastian, try extending that cord. Play around with this thing, because if this is really true, if you cannot extend the cord, the HP Reverb, as far as I'm concerned, is dead on arrival. Like, I can't even consider it. For my man cave, it doesn't work, because what am I going to do? Am I going to take my PC tower and install my PC tower onto my ceiling? Like, am I going to hook my PC tower up to my ceiling so that the cord is long enough so I can actually use it? Yeah, it has to do with the bandwidth. It has to do with the resolution. That 2160 by 2160 don't come for free, brah. And apparently, you extend that cord longer, you don't get the 2160 by 2160. There's a problem there. It is constrained by the length of the cord. So we've got a problem. We've got an HDMI problem, a DisplayPort problem. What about Virtual Link? Wouldn't Virtual Link solve this problem? But the problem with Virtual Link is it requires that you got to have a brand new video card. And so, for example, let's say you had a Reverb, excuse me, let's say you had a Reverb that had Virtual Link, then you can only sell that to a very small, limited, because you couldn't convert it. You couldn't convert it at the end. Would that work? I don't know. So this is weird. I wish we had somebody that really knew what the hell they were talking about here, because I don't know. I'm kind of talking out of the side of my mouth here because it was just a rumor. I kind of heard this rumor about the cord. There's a problem. You can't extend it. We've also been hearing some rumors about, like, you can't convert like the Rift S. There's rumors that are going out there about the Rift S that you cannot convert the DisplayPort to HDMI. That apparently there are some connectors that will do it, but like there's a lot of them that don't do it. Which is not that big of a deal because most people on the back of their video cards, most people have DisplayPort. Like I've got way more DisplayPort connectors on the back. I've only got one HDMI, and I think I've got like 3 DisplayPort connectors on the back of my 1080 Ti. So it's not that big of a deal. But some people out there, if you have an older video card and you've got HDMI slots, you don't got DisplayPort, some of these adapters aren't working. I'm sure we'll find a Rift S adapter that's going to work, and it's the same deal with Valve Index as well. So there's some weird little things that are going on, but some of these are rumors. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. I guess we're going to find out all of this stuff very soon, right? We're going to find out on the 21st when it comes to the Rift S, and when it comes to the Valve Index, we're going to find out on June 28th. We're going to get some answers to some of these things and figure some of this stuff out. But you know what? I'm super excited. Like 3456, 3456 by 3. It's not as easy to say. I can say 2160 by 2160 all day. It's very easy for me to say 2160 by 2160. But now we're talking about 3456 by 3456, 3456 by 3456. Try saying that about 7 times really quickly. Not a very easy thing to do. Okay, so that's some good news. I mean, I like the advancements that are going on. I'm looking forward to Screen Door being killed dead. Raid kills bugs dead. I want to kill Screen Door dead. And this is a resolution that would kill Screen Door. Forget Screen Door is over with. Forget about it. It's over with. And imagine the incredible 360 videos that they could do on a headset with that high of resolution. Like if you could download like a 300 gig video that was like at a crazy high resolution, and then you're using that headset to view it, it could be a real game changer when it comes to like 360 video and 180 videos. We know there's people out there that really like 180 video. That could be a real game changer. That could be awesome. Okay, so another thing we like to talk about is the daily deal, the Oculus daily deal. It's something I like to cover on a regular basis. So why don't we go ahead and see what today's daily deal is. Let's bounce over here and check it out. And today's daily deal is Paranormal Activity, The Lost Soul, and it is 33% off. You can grab it for $20. You got a little over 7 hours left on this one. Normal price is $30. This is now playable in non-VR, keyboard / mouse and controller. VR headset no longer required. Of course, who gives a damn about that? Not us. We are VR gamers through and through. We do not want to play this flat style. So get the hell out of there with that. But Paranormal Activity, I played this game a long time ago. My 970 video card did not have a lot of fun with this game. I never could get it to run quite right. That was a very long time ago, though. They may have patched this game a number of times. Now I have a much better video card, so I should probably fire this thing up and check it out again. But the other irritating thing about Paranormal Activity, and I don't know if this has ever been patched, but one of the things that was irritating about it is you would try to like grab a handle of a door, or you try to open up a desk drawer, or like a dresser drawer, and like that was really janky. Like I would have to spend way too much time fiddling with my controllers to try to open up a door. It was really weird. I don't know why it was like that, but hopefully they've fixed that by now. But that's going for $20. It's a pretty good horror game. Not too bad. There's probably better ways you could spend your $20 though, so I don't know about that. Now, we've got a new game that came out of the blue that I've never heard of. So let's go ahead and go over here. Here is a Steam page that has just kind of arrived out of the blue. Now, this is a little bit retro looking. It's definitely a little bit indie. It's called, how would you pronounce this? Exergo, I guess you would pronounce this, or Zergo. Zergo. Okay, so this is a roguelike A roguelike shooter built for room scale VR, and it's sci-fi. A sci-fi roguelike shooter coming at some point in the year 2019. Now, they have the Vive and Windows Mixed Reality listed here. They do not have the Oculus Rift, which that is kind of interesting. But you know what? I saw a brand new trailer, like brand spanking new. Like it was only like a couple of hours old. Okay, so this is the only game by this company. But I did grab the trailer for this. We've been kind of trailer happy today, so why not check out another one? So let's check out this roguelike. They said roguelite, like a DS Lite. Isn't it roguelike, like Like? So like the developer of this game doesn't know what a roguelike is because it's roguelike, isn't it? Like Like, or is it roguelite, Lite? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely out of wrong. It's like an internet meme. I'll never forget, there was a baseball player that one time said, "I've got an internet meme." He thought it was pronounced meme. That was hilarious. Okay, let's check out this trailer. Okay, a little bit too long on this trailer, so I'm going to go ahead and abort it a little bit early. But you know what? I like the look of this. I really do. It's very indie. Like this is very indie. You can tell it's incredibly indie. But you know what? It reminds me a little bit of Compound. And I like it. It kind of has this like retro look to it, you know? It's a little bit retro. Like that almost looks like a Zelda dungeon right there a little bit. I like how colorful it is. But this is an indie game. You got to hope this is going to be like $9.99 or less, or like $7.99 or something like that. You really hope these devs don't get it twisted and price this for like $29.99 or something. Yeah, roguelite. Is it roguelike or roguelike? Let's see, a roguelike. I've always thought it was Like. Both are used now. Okay, both of them are used now. Okay, so it's safe. It's okay. You could use either way. But yeah, it's very colorful, very bright, very vibrant. I like bright, colorful things. I was a retro gamer. Like, see, there's people that might look at this and be like, "Oh my God, these graphics are awful. Why the hell is Anthony playing this dumbass trailer?" And so I'll explain to you why I am. Because I was a retro gamer. Like, I got really deep into retro gaming before I was a VR gamer. And before I got reinvigorated into going back to modern gaming. And the only thing that got me back to modern gaming was VR. Because I was bored shitless, basically. I was bored shitless with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It was just so boring, man. It's like, come on, give me something new and exciting. And then VR came along and I decided to return back to the world of modern gaming. But I still have this kind of retro love. I like these old retro things. I like these colorful, simple games sometimes, Compound and stuff like that. And this looks kind of retro. It looks kind of colorful and simplistic. And I kind of like that. So this might be a pretty cool game. Hopefully they keep the price low, and hopefully they get this baby out a lot sooner rather than later, because man, there's going to be so many games that are coming out, and it's going to be hard to look at little games like this anymore when we start just getting an avalanche of games is coming in the very near future. But yeah, this is one of these games that probably would have did very, very well in 2016 and 2017. But now we're, 2018, 2019, this game's going to struggle a little bit unless it gains a cult following and people like really rally around it. We have other games that kind of have these colorful styles like Quell 4D, Compound. These are some examples of some of these more colorful games. Okay, so there is that. That is called Exergo, I guess, is what we would call it, Exergo. All right, well, those are all the news stories that I had coming into our show today. But what we can do is we can bounce over to Upload VR and see what is going on over there. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's bounce over to Upload VR. So we're going to go over here to Upload VR. Let's go ahead and give this a nice quick refresh. So yeah, what is going on here? So obviously, Until You Fall, we saw the very first gameplay footage. Speaking of colorful, this is very colorful. Like look at these. I like these designs, man. That is a cool design. I like their designs. Very colorful, very bright, very vibrant. So I like what Schell Games is doing right there. Okay, so here's a story. Super hot. Beat Saber and Moss. No bueno. You're not getting crossed by... Oh, there's big Moss news. I completely forgot. There is big Moss news today. But hold on. Let's cover this first. So these are basically what these games are saying is, look, we're baller. We're baller status. Like, that's what the developers of these games are saying. They're saying, look, our games are so proper and so desired by everybody out there that we don't need to do the cross-buy thing. We don't need to go down to that level because our game is going to stand on its own and people are going to have to pay the piper. And I know when it comes to Beat Saber, not a shocker. Not a shocker at all that you're going to have to pay the piper for Beat Saber. Super hot as well, considering, the whole Matrix thing. Like we all saw Matt Pat. Does everybody remember the Matt Pat video where he goes, whoa, in super slow-mo? So obviously super hot is going to be a big deal at launch for the Quest. Moss, it's kind of interesting that Moss isn't doing the cross-buy thing. I don't think Moss quite has the cachet of super hot, and definitely doesn't have the cachet of Beat Saber, but Moss is a beloved game, and it is the kind of game that people are going to kind of like, oh, Moss, it's so cute. Okay, let's see what Beat Saber, what they're saying here. We decided not to do cross-buy for the base game because of two reasons. First of all, we need a new Ferrari. We've got one of them, but we need another one. No, okay. First of all, it is a new platform, and porting the game took a significant amount of time and resources. What you don't know is that Oculus airlifted 20 developers to our studios that basically banged out the entire thing and we didn't even have to work on it. I'm just kidding. I don't know that that's the case. It wouldn't surprise me though. Second, we think it would be unfair for Oculus users who bought the game on Steam. Oh, no, you didn't. They went to the you bought the game on Steam card. We don't want you to feel bad. We don't want the buyers of the game on Steam to feel bad, so we're not doing cross-buy. That is funny. That is a good one. Oh, I love that. Anyway, players who purchased or will purchase upcoming Beat Saber music packs through Oculus Store will have all their packs available as cross-buy on Oculus Store. Okay, so at least there is some minor good news in there. But yeah, not every game is going to be cross-buy, and this is going to be... it's not great publicity, it's not wonderful publicity. This is not a positive story. And so when people are talking about this, it's going to have its negative connotations. And, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And so, not a good look necessarily, but I understand what they're doing here. Okay, so here's an interesting little story. I'm going to click on this one. VR Cover is going to launch washable cotton and foam face pad inserts for Oculus Quest. Now, I love this. And I don't love this because VR Cover gave me a free physical item, and they are the only VR company on planet Earth that has given me a free physical item, other than a developer, The Monkey, that did give me a t-shirt. Okay, so I do have 2 free physical items that I've received for being a YouTube person of note. A very minor YouTube person, right? So I'm not saying that, but I like this. I really do like this because you know what? The Oculus Quest, I mean, think about the Oculus Quest. The Oculus Quest is standalone. We're going to have Beat Saber. We're going to have Super Hot. We're going to have Dance Central. You can move around. We're going to have freedom of movement. We're going to have larger play spaces and larger play areas. There's a lot of things we can do with the Oculus Quest. We can get a lot more active with it. And the thing that I was talking about that other day is I want the yellow Sony Walkman Sports Edition of the Oculus Quest. That's what I want. Or I want the special rugged orange version that has like special pads on it that are designed to just absorb all the sweat in the world. Or maybe they have little built-in freaking little coolers built into it, like Vive and Chill or something like that. But you know, VR Cover is like, look, we got an idea here. You can buy a bunch of these things. You can throw them in the wash. They're washable. So you can get foam and stuff like that. The nice benefit of the foam set is you can quickly wipe it down in between uses, which is great for enterprise users. Although enterprise users, let's talk about that for a second. Somebody had a question. This was on the Oculus subreddit the other day, and I jumped in and responded. I don't know if any of you guys saw that. But dude, Oculus is slipping. They're still slipping from the standpoint of where the hell is your VR arcade solution, Oculus? Why are you allergic? Oculus is absolutely allergic to providing some kind of VR support. VR arcade support is what I'm talking about here. Do you know that there are no VR arcades that use Oculus products because it's not feasible, because there's no licensing. If you're using an Oculus product in a VR arcade, you could be sued. You could straight up be sued by Oculus. You could be sued by the publisher and developers of the game because there is no licensing plan. So the only thing you could do is you could sideload content. So you would have to reach an agreement. Like, you would think, oh my God, the Oculus Quest VR arcades are going to buy hundreds of these things. These things make so much sense for a VR arcade because they don't have to invest money in expensive PCs. They don't have to invest money in consoles. It's an all-in-one thing. They can buy a whole bunch of these. Man, we're going to see these at all kinds of VR arcades. And it makes sense from other standpoints as well when you can have bigger room scale experiences and maybe you could add some extra thing onto it and all of that. But the problem is, Oculus has no strategy for this. And the strategy is Springboard VR. You just copy Springboard VR. That's all you got to do, Oculus. There's something called Springboard VR. Let me do a Google search to tell you what I'm talking about here. It is called Springboard VR. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Google search. Springboard VR. Okay, so this is Springboard VR. And what Springboard VR does is you sign up with them and they can hook it up to the Vive. They have no support for Oculus, though. They have no support for Oculus. And the way it works is you're paying like pennies a minute for these games. Like it's a complicated thing, but basically like you could have like Affected the Manor or Arizona Sunshine or whatever, and all these different games you're paying money for every second. For every minute you have to pay a small amount for every headset that is logged onto this. So like they've got like station management, immersive VR control, blah 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 blah, all this crap, right? Now, what I had heard a long time ago. What I heard was Oculus was basically going to copy. They basically were going to copy what Springboard V. They figured, why sign up with one of these outside companies? The hell with that. We're going to make our own. We're going to make our own Springboard VR. We're freaking Facebook. We've got billions upon billions. We don't need to sign up with Springboard VR and hook up with them. We're going to make our own Springboard VR. But it's never happened. To this date, it's never happened. Do you guys know there was a time where I was like inches away from starting a mobile VR business? I was really, really close to starting a mobile VR business, and I ultimately backed away from it because I would have had to quit YouTube, because I would have had to quit YouTube, I would have had to quit VR Game Rankings, because it would have taken every minute of my time. And the amount of money, like I figured out exactly how much money I would be making per month, and it was like it was decent money, but I would have been working crazy hours. I wasn't going to be a millionaire. I wasn't going to be driving a 458 Spider. So I was like, F it, I'm not going to do this mobile VR arcade thing that I was going to do. But I was really close to doing it, and I explored a lot of this stuff. Like, I really looked into it, and I wanted to use Oculus Go's at the time. When I was doing this, I wanted to use Oculus Go's, and then when the Quest came out, I wanted to use Oculus Quest. So I tried to contact people from Oculus, and I tried to contact them and said, hey, do you guys have a system like this? Like, what's up? What's going on? And the guy said, Oculus Connect 5. We're going to talk. This was way before Oculus Connect 5. And he was like, wait for Oculus Connect 5. We're going to be talking all about this at Oculus Connect 5. And it was basically like, hold on, bro. We're going to have it. We're going to have all of it at Oculus Connect 5. We're going to have an arcade solution for that ass. That's pretty much the impression that I got, right? Well, Oculus Connect 5 came and went. Nothing, nada. And then the Oculus Quest, we just found out about that commercial version, Oculus for Business, right? Like, I could put on that trailer, Oculus for Business, but you're not going to see an arcade in that trailer. Watch, I'll show you this trailer. You might see a BMW showroom, but you ain't going to see you're not going to see a VR arcade. You're going to see like freaking General Motors. You're going to see, look, Johnson & Johnson. You're not seeing no VR arcades. They don't have a solution for VR arcades. And you know what? I have a theory on why they don't. Okay, here's my theory. My theory is they would have to completely redo their entire software stack. Like their store, like the Oculus store, they would have to completely rewrite the whole thing. Because this is what I think happened. I think that they probably took a number of people, they got them together, and they said, okay, can we copy Springboard VR? And can we basically make our own version of Springboard VR? And so they look, DHL, are you seeing a VR arcade here? I'm not seeing no VR arcades. I'm seeing DHL Express. I'm seeing Johnson & Johnson, BMW. I'm not seeing VR arcades. They have no plan for this. And the reason they have no plan, in my opinion, is they would have to completely redo their store. Like somehow the software that their store is written on, the backbone of their entire store, they would have to throw the whole thing out. They'd have to start over from scratch and build it from scratch. And then there's something about their store. It's gotta be. That's the only possible reason, right? Because why wouldn't they do it? It makes no sense that they're not doing it. They could sell a shit ton of these things to VR arcades, but they're not doing it for a It's either that, or maybe Facebook has grand plans that we don't know about where they're going to come out with their own little private arcades. Maybe they're going to franchise their own arcades. Maybe it's just going to be like getting a Blimpies franchise or Subway. You know what they could do? They could probably hook up with GameStop, because GameStop is going to have a lot of stores that are going to be very empty very soon, right? A lot of GameStops are, that would be too small. It's too small for a VR arcade. Maybe they could buy old Blockbuster video stores and put VR, because why? Why would they not do this? So they're going after a corporate, they're going after corporate, medical, and all this stuff. And all of it makes sense. And maybe there's just more money here. And maybe it's just too much of a hassle. Maybe doing a Springboard VR thing is too much of a freaking hassle. And so they're not doing it. Because if you go to arcades, all it is Vive, man. It's Vive all day long. And it's because Steam has a setup that works with this and nobody else does. And it's kind of crazy talk. But you know, every day, you'll see somebody jump on the Oculus subreddit. They'll be like, I'm going to start a VR cafe. I'm going to start a VR arcade. And they have no idea that it's completely illegal. It's completely illegal. I guess you could go ahead and do it and you could just hope not to get sued. You know, you could do it. You could do it and start charging money and just hope not to get sued. You could try it. But anyway, that's my rant. And you might be like, wow, why is Anthony so animated about this topic? I'm animated about it because I was that close. I was so very close to starting a mobile VR business that I was really interested in this. I got really highly interested in it. And that's why I'm so freaking animated about this, because I cannot believe, I literally can't believe that this still hasn't happened. So those are my two predictions. Either, is that guy a real human? Is that guy a real human? Or was that a freaking CGI puppet? Because that didn't look right. All right. Well, you know what, folks? It's been over an hour. So I think I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here. Okay, you know what? Left Eye 007. I'm going to guess Left Eye 007. Little bit of an Oculus fanboy, possibly. A little bit of an Oculus fanboy. I'm just taking a wild guess. It's just a wild guess, Left Eye, or Left E 007, because I'm guessing that, because like a lot of times when I say something negative about Oculus, it seems like Lefty 007 seems to jump in a chat and say something about it. So maybe a little bit of fanboyism going on. I don't know. Maybe not. So anyway, guys, it's time to get the hell out of Dodge. Let me go ahead and thank our sponsor again, though. Our sponsor for today's show. Just imagine you wouldn't have crazy rants like this that you could watch on a random Tuesday in the month of May if it wasn't for your boy, Zaylin Maru. Your boy, Zaylin Maru, has supported this Patreon, which has allowed this show to exist. It's incredible. It's an incredible thing. Thank you so much, Zaylin Maru. What did I just say right there? Thank you so much, Zaylin Maru. I appreciate your support. It is absolutely huge. Without your support, there's no way in hell I would be spending $2,000 on 3 VR headsets within a 90-day period. No way in hell without the support of people like Zaylin Maru and many others, people supporting me on PayPal and all those kinds of things. Absolutely incredible. Truly appreciate it. But I do need to bounce out of here. It is coffee time. This is the time of day when I have my second cup of coffee. I have 2 cups of coffee. That's it. I'm not a coffee fiend. I have coffee in the morning, and then I have 1 cup of coffee in the afternoon. Ideally, I would have my cup of coffee about 4:15, but I'm doing this show. I'm doing it for y'all. Oh yeah, hit the like button, folks. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do the bell button, and then there's a PayPal button. There is a PayPal button. In fact, I can show you guys right here. Let's go to the Webby browser real fast because I just added this not too long ago. So if you go to YouTube, and then you go, this is way zoomed out. So let's get our zoomed back on the zoomer. Okay. So if you go to VR 365, see right here, it says support VR 365. If you click on this support VR 365, it's like one button checkout from Amazon. It's like one click checkout. You know, when you want to buy your headsets and stuff, you just click on this button, donate $1, keep me in business. Ladies and gentlebots, keep me in business and I will continue to survive. And this show will continue to live on. So I just wanted to mention that real quick because I just added that not too long ago. All right, well, I need to get the heck out of here. Coffee time, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Oh, reminder, folks, reminder, tomorrow I've got to take my car into the shop. Normally, I would be doing this show at 2 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. That's not going to happen. So I got to take my car to the shop. I'm going to have a nighttime show tomorrow, 8 p.m., the late night hype. 8 p.m. Pacific time. I might even try to get a guest on the show. I'm going to reach out to Controller Brain. I don't know if he's around, but he's in Australia, so maybe he'll be able to jump onto the show at 8 p.m. It's going to be late night hype. So all y'all in the UK, I'm sorry. You'll have to watch it in the morning. You can have it with your tea and scones, okay? Tea and scones. Absolutely. Get a blueberry scone, get some nice tea. It'll be all gravy. All right, I will see everybody tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific for that late night hype. Now I got to find my button to stop this stream. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful time. We will see you next time. Take it easy. Later.